Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Well, I just knew this was going to happen. So we're probably all aware, or we have heard of the copycat style in the United States. When one state passes a rule, regulation, law, some other states will follow. And guess what? That Arkansas English proficiency bill that became law, yeah, it's already starting to spread. So today we're going to be talking about Oklahoma and what is happening there. Ready? Let's go. So back in February of 2025, the Oklahoma Senate actually passed a bill called the SB 20. And this bill addressed something that none of us really think about, and I'm going to quote this: the use of street legal utility vehicles to travel on U.S. highways with a posted speed limit of 50 miles per hour or less. But that same bill was then amended on April 10th, and the committee agreed to accept the substitute on April 23rd, and on April 24th, they voted to send it to the House floor. So what's in the bill now? Well, I'm going to tell you this. It's nothing about utility vehicles traveling on Oklahoma highways. Instead, it's all about English proficiency and non-domiciled CDLs. All right, so let's break it down. For the English proficiency portion, the bill basically mirrors the language of the FMCSA and FMCSA regulation about English proficiency that is not currently enforced. And the language is the following: drivers must be able to converse with the general public, understand highway traffic signs and signals in the English language, respond to official inquiries, and make entries on reports and records. Now, in Arkansas, if you do not meet their English proficiency requirements, the penalty is $500 for the first-time offense and then $1,000 for any subsequent offense. But in Oklahoma, they want the penalty to be if the driver does not meet all of those English proficiency requirements, their vehicle is then towed and impounded. Now, I would say that towing and impoundment is a much bigger headache than the fines that Arkansas is using as a penalty. And that's because all of that towing and impoundment, it costs you time. Missed delivery appointments, missed pickup appointments, and so on. But that's not where the bill ends. The next part, and I think that this part will have a harder time passing, but hey, we'll just have to wait and see. But this part has to do with non-domiciled CDLs. So I'm going to read you the language of this bill. A non-domiciled commercial driver's license or non-domiciled commercial learner's permit issued by any other state shall not be considered valid authorization to operate a commercial motor vehicle within this state. Now, in this portion, there are actually no penalties listed, so we don't know exactly what will happen if a driver with a non-domiciled CDL runs through Oklahoma. But I'm sure that they're going to add that at a later date. Then there's a third part of the bill, which is looking to completely prohibit B1 and B2 visa truck drivers from operating in or within the state of Oklahoma. And the penalty for this is up to $2,000 in fines for that truck driver who does operate with a B1 or B2 visa through that state. But wait, the bill doesn't end there. There's also a portion which seeks to prohibit Oklahoma trucking companies from employing or contracting with B1 or B2 visa drivers, and the penalty for that is up to $5,000 in fines. So now we're in a position of wait and see. The next step for this bill is to go to the House floor for a vote. But the point of this video is that yes, states do tend to mirror each other, and the implications of this is pretty significant. Think about the location of Oklahoma and Arkansas, which already passed a law about English proficiency. They are next to each other. So they're kind of like a wall. What happens to folks traveling from, let's say, Texas to Kansas or Missouri or further north? Well, that's a lot of extra miles you have to run in order to avoid Oklahoma and Arkansas. And think about what happens to those folks traveling from the north to Texas. Yeah, I'm pretty curious to see what happens, what parts of the bill will pass and become law, if any, in Oklahoma, and also what other states might follow suit. Now, if Texas were to follow suit and just pass an English proficiency requirement and also enforce it, that would be a huge game changer because most loads on the spot market in terms of volume, right, originate from Texas. And this is true for dry vans, reefers, and flatbeds, as we see from the market updates. And a lot of loads go to Texas as well. Curious to hear how you guys will react to this, so drop your thoughts in the comments. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining and watching today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning. See you in the next video.